Hello, welcome to the 360 show. My name's Mark Crossfield. In this week's show, we are going to be talking about Rickie Fowler, Jordan Spieth, Rory Mcilroy. We're going to take a look at Thomas Pieters' very powerful swing. We're also talking high tops. Let's do this. So let's kick off the show talking about Jordan Spieth and Rory Mcilroy. So it's the Monday after the Abu Dhabi HSBC Championships, and what a fantastic event it was. We got an amazing field together. Obviously we had Rickie for the win, which we're going to talk about in a second. But we also had Rory and Speith playing together, which I kind of think we all want to see last day of a major this year, don't we? We want to see those two really battling it out, maybe with some Rory in there, some Jason Day also. Really interesting, I think, to see Speith and Rory playing pretty much not at the top of their game, and both of them were interviewed and said that they didn't feel they were really on, but still both of them finishing within the top 10. It kind of shows you the quality of those two young players, and hopefully the exciting year we've got ahead, really. Right, so let's take a little look at Thomas Pieters' golf swing. Thomas Pieters was up there. I think he was second, wasn't he, in Abu Dhabi HSBC Championships. He was showing the world, I think for the first time I was noticing on Twitter, how long and a good a driver of the golf ball he is. I was lucky enough to do some filming with Thomas in the end of 2015 and witness his long driving skills at close hand. So let's have a little look at his swing. Now, the first thing you've got to notice with Thomas is he's a very big guy. He is like 6'7", I think. He's huge. He's a tall guy. Now, he stands in a very athletic posture position, very kind of strong, kind of professional positions that you'll see in lots. I mean, we see variations in posture, but it's very textbook. Arms hanging down from his shoulders. Lots of kind of lines that you get used to seeing from lots of good players. Now, we've got nice slow motion footage as he takes the club back. He makes what people would call a textbook backswing. He takes the club above his hands. He gets pretty good extension. He's not afraid to straighten off this right leg as well, which I like. Left leg comes out in front, so quite a big gap forming between his legs. So he's not restricting any of the movement really in his waist, his hips, and then in shoulders. Very high hands as well. So Thomas's swing is built around, very different to the era I grew up in, I think, a swing of hitting some good positions, as people like to see, but more of a, he's not afraid to kind of let it go. He wants to be long, he wants to be stretched, he wants to use all of his height to try and create big arcs and lots of power. Now, moving down into the ball, we see a nice squat down. So we see this in lots of, if not every world-class player, this kind of dropping of height. He wants to squat down into the ball. So he's pushing down into the ground here, which is then going to make him come into the ball, and actually he's going to start pushing up through his left side. Now, you can see as he hits the ball, we see a massive drop in height. Always big talks around this. There was with Tiger. He's got much more side bend in that impact position than he would have when he started his address position. So he'll be leaning more to the side and more rotated. If I lean from here, if I sit here up and then lean to the side, then I'm getting shorter. If you put a 2D line there, I'm going to come underneath it. He's very much clearing his hips, as people call it. So his hips are really opening up. His right foot, is really jumping off the ground. So he is kind of unweighting himself from the ground at this point as he's going to try and absorb all this energy going out in front of him. If we look from the front on position, now my camera position is a fraction offset from, say, square onto him, so it makes that ball position look further forward than, say, it was. He's about here, so I'm kind of, if I was to draw the line out, I shot this image, so that's where my camera would have had to have been. He changed angles as he was about to hit it. I'm kind of filming from this angle to give you perspective ideas. It does make you look like his hands are a long way behind the ball, which they weren't particularly. Again, from this end, you can see big stretches, very long arm width from a tall guy. There's those high hands, not afraid to get his hands way up in the air. If you compare that to someone like Rickie Fowler, for instance, his arms are much lower in relationship, say, to his head at the top of his backswing, you'll find. Obviously, camera angle plays its part. See the squat, obviously, and then here's the lifting. So you can see as he's coming down into the ball, left shoulder really starts going up, left hip starts going up. as he starts to really push out off the ground. You can see his left foot starting to come off. As he starts to unweight, everything catches up down at impact. Hands and club to the big extension on the way through, and quite an athletic follow through. It's a great looking swing. It was a pleasure to film with him. Really nice guy, really relaxed, and it was impressive to see the power that he had. I could see Thomas having a big year this year and going forwards. Ryder Cup, got to be won for the Ryder Cup. So we had a great win for Rickie Fowler. He showed real style like he did in the Players. He showed that he could lead. He showed that he could win from a lead, which is a skill in itself, I think. But the main talking point around HSBC Abu Dhabi Championships was his high tops. Innie trousers and high tops. Post your comments. What did you think of them? They were, loads of people were, it seemed to be the chat of the town, didn't it? It really, I love how in golf, just a little fashion change can just rock so many people's boats. I don't get what all the problem was about, really. Yeah, hi Matt. What? We're off in 5 minutes? Oh, I'll be there. No, I'm ready. I'm dressed. I'm ready to go. Oh yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this.